How we doing, everybody, and welcome to Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage. It is Wednesday there. I forget my days every once in a while. I get to this middle of the week grind there, and it's like, wishing it was Thursday. It's Wednesday today. It's a fantastic May 8th. We're already to May 8th here, and sports still going. We're heating up. We're heating up right now. The NBA playoffs in full swing right now. The Brewers, they're just getting into the thick of things right now. They're in a series right now with Kansas City Royals, and that Royals team is giving them everything they have in this series. And, we're going to talk about a big Brewers win last night. They're a come-from-behind win there against Kansas City Royals. We got to be checking in there. We got to be looking at the minor league system. We're going to dip and dive today. We got all kinds of things I want to tap into today. So, right away, I want to look at I got a Bucks coming out of the Bucks there, and I haven't talked about it yet. But in Giannis's end of the season, basically, whatever you want to say, his press conference there, he came out and he said, after I'm done with my rehab, I'll probably go down to Portland and spend some time with Dame, go work out together, talk, sit down, just spend time. It doesn't have to be basketball, just spend time together. Spend time with Coach Doc, talk basketball, talk about strategy, things we can do better as a team, and just spending time together, getting to know one another. And that screams to me. And I know, everybody out there is like, yeah, let's get rid of Dame. Let's blow this team up. I saw a trade hypothetical today, and they said to trade Chris Middleton and AJ Green to the Bulls for DeMar DeRozan. Now, everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's a great deal. Chris Middleton's hurt all the time, blah, blah, blah. DeRozan's hurt all the time. Have you checked in on the Bulls as of late here? DeRozan's been hurt. And DeRozan has been battling injuries right now. Chris Middleton had a down year. A down year. If you look at his stats, statistically, he had a down year. There is no denying that. 15 points a game. I was just looking through a little bit of his stats, say 15 points a game. He was down. It's not like he was that prolific scorer that we remembered from the championship run year or even the year after. Injuries plagued him. Injuries plagued Chris Middleton all season long. And, in an injury-riddled season like that, it's hard to get yourself going. The second you get back, you're on the injury list again, and you're dealing with this, or you're dealing with that. And who knows, was he fully healthy any of the times he came back? We're speculating right now. We don't truthfully know. Was he 100%? Was he 70%? Was he just trying to gut it out because the Bucks were struggling? Where was he mentally, physically, everything like that in his comeback trail when he came back and we got what we got out of him? And then you look at the playoff run. Nobody left. Giannis out injured. Dame gets injured after game one. And it's like, oh, geez, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? We don't have anything. And Middleton says, okay, I'm going to be able to do this. And he turns it on. He was that guy for us in the playoffs. Yeah, game 6 was a struggle. Game 6 was a little bit of a struggle scoring the basketball, right? But you look at the rest of that series, that's why the Bucks were in some of those games. Middleton was playing up to par in the playoffs there. So you know what? To that notion, I'm bringing him back. I got to be honest with you. I'm bringing Middleton back. Unless if this trade, unless if a trade partner comes out there, if you fall in love, let's just say, like a guy like Klay Thompson, or you fall in love with somebody else out there and you get them signed up to come play in Milwaukee, then you can maybe afford it, right? And Klay's still up in the air. What are you going to get out of Klay Thompson? The Warriors didn't get full-fledged Klay until they moved him to the bench. So what are you going to get even out of a guy like that, signing him up to play with the Bucks there? So, it just... Will you get better by dumping Chris Middleton and getting DeMar? I don't think so. I don't think so. DeMar is a heck of a player, right? When he's healthy, he's a heck of a player. There's no denying that. And I think offensively, he's going to give you a good piece. Defensively, right? Give or take. But I look at Chris and I say, if you give him a healthy year, if he gets healthy and we don't have this injury-plagued season like we did this year, and he plays a majority of the games next season, that changes the standpoint. And a lot of his struggles also, I really truthfully do believe, in that Bucks starting lineup was simply trying to find his role. It used to be Drew was just a facilitator. Yeah, Drew Holiday scored a little bit, but he was the facilitator. It was Middleton and Giannis's show. Now it's like Dame shows up. Dame's main cog in the offense. So is Giannis. So Middleton takes that little back seat. He's like the third wheel going out on a date right there. And, he was trying to find that role, trying to find his role inside that offense there, and nothing was working. And then you have the head coaching change and everything like that. That flips to philosophy and everything along those lines. So, I mean, I think you have to get younger. I think you do. I think you need to add younger pieces or use some of the younger pieces there. AJ Green, I think, is going to be a very good shooter. So I would hate to see him in a trade package sent out the door unless if you're getting something for the now, right? You're getting something for the now. If you could send AJ Green away and get a really good shooter back in return, let's just say like Bogdan Bogdanovic or something like that, comes into and plays for Milwaukee there off of a trade for AJ Green and let's just say Pat Connaughton or something, right? Then it's a different story, right? You're getting a scorer who's a known scorer right now, a guy who can step in and be that guy off the bench who's going to contribute right off the bat. But to me, AJ Green, in his development process here, if this guy, we saw it in stretches. This guy can hit big shots. He can hit big shots. We saw it. I specifically remember the Clippers game on that comeback trail when they came back and won that game. He was a main cog in that thing down the stretch. So, I get it. I get where fans are saying, "Hey, we want to get younger." Chris had an injury-riddled season. He's had some injuries in the past. We want to move off of that contract. We want to bring in a different piece that's still going to contribute right now. Would you, if you look statistically at the two players from last year to this year, are you truthfully losing a lot with Chris to DeMar? I wouldn't say so. DeMar DeRozan had I would say a decent year last year there for the Bulls. I was just pulling up the stats there to see where he was sitting this last season. 24 points a game. You're not offensively. Looking at the stats from last year to this last season here between those two players, DeRozan was better. I will give you that one. But will he flow with inside of what Giannis wants to do? What Dame wants to do, and that's where I look with it. That's where I look, and you're not really getting that much younger with DeMar DeRozan, and he's going to be on looking for a bigger contract now. I saw they were talking like 3 years, $75 million with DeRozan there. So, in all reality, the trade, would be fine. You would still have the scoring, you would still have decent defense, you would add in a known scorer, right? But what does it do? What does it do to the team? What does it do? What says that Middleton can't do or replicate what he had there in that finals run a couple years ago if he stays healthy in this next season? You give me 3/4 of what he showed me in the playoffs there when he was trying to run the show by himself there. That's a pretty darn good year right there. And to put that along Damian Lillard and a healthy Giannis, that is a dangerous team then. So, I don't know. I saw that deal. I saw the somebody made up that hypothetical, and I didn't jump at it. I've seen a lot where I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That one did not make sense to me. I did not like that deal. You are trying to add in a piece that's going to be a good scorer. Yes, 100%. But I just feel like if you get DeRozan, you're just replacing one with another, right? You're just replacing Chris with DeRozan, but you're not really gaining a whole boatload, right? So, good defensively, right? So you are going to gain a little bit of defense there, but I just feel like you're flipping one for one basically, and you're losing AJ Green in the process. So, I just wasn't a fan of that. You might be a fan of that deal. I'm not saying that anybody, you can't be a fan of that deal. I think it, could work out in the Bucks' favor if they made a deal like that. It could also blow up in their face. So who knows? DeRozan in this last year, he did play 79 games. So he was out there for a majority of it. Year before that, I believe he had some injury issues there. The year before this last season, though, he was out there for a majority of it. So you have to take it and leave it with that. I mean, this guy, he's going to come in. He'd give you good scoring depth. He'd give you good defense. It's just, how do you want to play it? Are you willing to lose the likes of Chris Middleton on this team? So, I mean, that's kind of what I saw out there floating around. And I already talked about my standpoint on this Bucks team. I'm bringing it back. I'm riding it back one more time with Doc. And I like what Giannis said. I mean, getting with Dame, getting to know Dame a little bit better, building the chemistry. I honestly think you got to do that with everybody. You look at the Packers with Jordan Love. And he started to have those meetings, on Sunday, or not Sundays, but, playing a game on Sunday. But he had those meetings with the receivers, and he'd get together with the linemen and everything like that. And, that's what you got to do. Build team chemistry, get all on the same page. The big thing that Aaron Rodgers never did with the young receivers that Jordan Love did the opposite. He got together with them, and the chemistry was built, and we saw what happened there. This could be the same thing with the Bucks, right? You bring Dame in, and it was kind of a fast process, right? Basically, just thrown right into the fire, and let's see what happens. Now you have the offseason. Now you can work together a little bit, get ready to go, and then I think it changes. I think it really does. Moving into next season there, having those pieces and having those guys together for a full season now. They know their tendencies. They know what the other guy's all about. So, I mean, that's about all I want to talk about with the Bucks today. That's what I want to talk about Bucks. I saw that quote there from Giannis. Just wanted to talk about a little bit there. And just, I mean, it's a good sign, right? It makes you believe. Dame has talked with Giannis. Dame's all in. Dame's in with the Bucks. So don't have to worry about him. Like Stephen A. Smith says, he wants out of Milwaukee. I thought that was a whole lot of bullshit anyways, but now we're seeing the truth behind it there. Dame's made nothing but good notions and saying that, hey, I can't wait. We're going to get together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to get a full offseason together, working with each other, working with Doc, whatever it is, if Doc comes back as the head coach there. But, these guys getting used to each other. And I think that's going to be huge. I really do. I think that's going to be huge for this team moving forward here. So with that, I want to get into a little bit of Brewers today. But before I get there, I want to mention a couple of the sponsors of the show. First, Game Day Supply in Alaska. Do you have a sports club or team? Are you looking for some sweet custom uniforms or apparel? Check out the awesome crew at Game Day Supply in Alaska to help your team get the sweetest gear. Find them on Facebook at Game Day Supply or online at GameDaySupply.net. Also, your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty. Call Peggy, Sue, or Anna to find your dream home, or if you're looking to sell. Find them on Facebook at your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty, or stop in and see them at their location in Marshfield. Also, Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. If you've been injured recently, whether at work, whether it was on the baseball field, the softball field, whatever it was, whether you're out gardening, pushing the push mower around, right? You never know. Injuries just happen, and you need some physical therapy. You stop in there in Greenwood and see Chad at Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood. He will get you right. He'll get you back to work, back to pushing that mower, back out on the baseball field, softball field, whatever it is. He'll get you back there. Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. Also, Marshfield Motor Speedway is located just 3 miles outside of Marshfield on County Road H. You got to get down there this summer. Tons of family fun for all ages. Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. That's all you can ask for a great summer day and night down there. Find the schedule on Facebook or online. Just search Marshfield Motor Speedways. Otherwise, go to my Facebook page, Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. You'll find the schedule on there. I shared it on there. I'll share it again here pretty soon as some of the events start coming up there. Also, Sports Scene, Sports Cards and Memorabilia, located in the Marshfield Mall in Marshfield, Wisconsin there. You got to check it out there. Talk to Al. He has everything you need from sporting cards to memorabilia, jerseys, model stock cars. He's got it all down at the store. Sports Scene in Marshfield, Wisconsin. And also Pittsville Farm and Home Center. At the store, they serve you anything from hydraulic hoses to red roses. Stop in and see the awesome crew at Pittsville Farm and Home Center in Pittsville, Wisconsin there. So with that, I want to get into the Brewers a little bit here. I want to talk about that win last night. I want to get to the farm report today, see what's going on in the minor league system, and I want to look at some stats here for the Brewers and see where they're sitting right now. We're getting we're 21-14 right now, so we're 35 games into this season right now. Not like we're a crap load in, right? But stats, you still want to look at the stats. You want to see where your team stacks up with everybody else. So I want to look into that a little bit today. So right away, before we get there, I want to look at the farm report. Let's get to the farm report right away. Fresh on the farm report here. We're going to look at the minor league system, see who's hot, who's not, what's going on down there as of late here. So right away, I want to look at the Nashville Sounds right now. And the Nashville Sounds, they are sitting at 16-18 overall on this young season down there at AAA. Kind of a slow start. For the Sounds. Pitching has been the issue down there. For the majority of it there. They have allowed 175 runs. Their run differential is actually plus 10. You look at their runs scored compared to runs allowed, 185 to 175. But just that difference there of having the runs allowed there at 175, that's quite a bit of runs there. So the pitching has been struggling, but better as of late here. That's the good sign, better as of late. I know we talked about a little bit there as of late, Carlos F. Rodriguez and stuff like that. But 5-5 in their last 10. They have won 3 in a row as of late here. And they are currently in the middle of looks like a set there with Durham. I believe they're in there with the Durham Bulls right now. They are in a middle of a series there with them. Right now, they are sitting at 9-9 at home and 7-9 on the road right now. So the Nashville Sounds starting out a little bit slow, but you look at this pitching staff for them, and this is where some of the struggle has came. We talked about the other day, Carlos Rodriguez, one of the better Brewer prospect pitchers down there in the system. A couple of blow-up starts early on for Carlos there, but you really look at this guy and you look at his last outing there. And that's the one that I keyed in on the other day there. But just to bring it back up here, and that was that outing against the Baltimore Orioles minor leagues team there. And that is a team, crazy good. You're talking about Jackson Holliday's back down there. And they, right now, just getting that stat line pulled up there from that game. He was, in that game, he started 5 innings, 1 earned run. He had 2 hit by pitches in that game, 1 walk, but 9 strikeouts there against that very good team there from the Orioles AAA. So, you take that one into perspective. You look at a couple of his last outings there, and those were where the struggle came in. You look at the 7-run outing he had against Louisville there, and then the next outing against Louisville, he also gave up a boatload of runs there, 4 runs there in that outing. It's just been a struggling start for Rodriguez. But you hope, the hope, fingers crossed, hope is that after that game against Norwalk there, where he had the pretty good outing against a very good AAA hitting team, that is kind of the turning point in his season. We start to see a little bit better out of him here moving forward. Another guy, Anoli Paredes. Right now, he has got a 1.13 ERA, 14 games, 16 innings pitched. He's got 25 strikeouts. He's actually got 4 saves on the year in 5 opportunities. So this guy, out of the pen for him down there, mainly at the back end of that pen, 16 innings, 25 strikeouts. That's a solid stat line if you ask me there. Only walked he's walked 5 guys so far, 2 earned runs on the year, 9 hits given up. This could be, watch this guy. Watch for Anoli Paredes to potentially be a guy. The Brewers are kind of taxed in the bullpen right now. They're trying to find pieces to pencil in there right now. They're struggling to get innings, struggling to get clean innings right now. 1, 2, 3s. This could be the guy. Anoli Paredes could be the guy that we could potentially see at the big league level at some point here. So watch out for him moving up through the rankings here pretty soon. Chad Patrick, 4 ERA right now in 5 starts, 24 innings, 24 strikeouts right now. Averaging about, a strikeout an inning there. Not bad work out of him there at all, but a struggling start there again in that ERA department. looking down the line here at some of the other pieces they have down there, Aaron Ashby, 9 ERA in 6 starts, 22 innings, 21 strikeouts. Not a great start for Ashby down there. Rob Zastrini. Every time we try to say his name, it's a disaster. But down there, we saw him a little bit in spring training there. Started a lot of games for the Brewers. Down here, mainly in the bullpen, 14 games now. He's got a 1.88 ERA there in 14 innings, 22 strikeouts in 14 innings of work there, 3 earned runs on 6 hits in 14 games, or 14 appearances there. So, I mean, solid. You look at these two guys there in Paredes and Rob there, and I mean, those are two guys to keep an eye on who could potentially find their way into the Brewers bullpen here if they need some help up at the big league level. Also, another guy, Harold Chirno, right now 2.40 ERA in 10 appearances there. He's got 15 innings pitched and 15 strikeouts there. Solid work out of Chirno down there. And I mean, those are some of the big names to watch right now here at the AAA level. Hopefully, some of this success continues down there. We see some of these guys up at the major league level at some point here. I mean, I believe we will. Tyler Wosener, he was moved up. He was hot at AA, was moved up to the AAA level. Right now in his one start, he's inning and 2/3, and not a very good start. Not a very good start there. 8 earned runs on 5 hits. He had 2 home runs given up there. So Tyler Wosener, we got a little bit. We got a little bit until we see a little bit of magic there from Tyler Wosener up at the big league level. But good stuff there. I mean, we saw him climb through the AA rankings, playing very well. Looking down at the hitting section down there, Brewer Hicklin, we talked about him the other day there, 318 average, 6 home runs in 110 at-bats right now, 35 hits. I mean, this guy playing very well. One of the better hitters down there at the AAA level for the Brewers right now. Expect good things out of Brewer Hicklin. I mean, another guy, we saw him a lot in spring, hit the ball well there. We're seeing it again down there at the minor league level there. And I mean, the home run ball's with it. 6 home runs there, 21 RBIs, 37 strikeouts, 18 walks, a little bit higher strikeout rate there. But, I mean, you take it and leave it, right? You got the average. I mean, the strikeouts, you hope it equals out in some way, shape, or form down there. Eric Case, talked about him a little bit there. 72 at-bats, 16 hits. He's got 3 home runs and a 222 average. We could see him potentially at some point at the big league level if needed there. Talking about Owen Miller, 67 at-bats down there, 24 hits. He's batting .358 at the minor league level. Chris Roller, I believe he's been injured as of late here, but he was hitting .308 before going out there. A couple other pieces, notables. Christian Arroyo has been out for a while now. He hasn't been able to get started down there, so I don't expect anything out of Arroyo at any points here at the big league level there. So that's about all to report there in the minor league, in the AAA section of the minor league system there. Looking at the AA team right now, the Biloxi Shuckers. Got to be looking at the Shuckers there. 14-14 overall right now. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They are looking at the run differential. They're also in the positive. +6 there, 101-95 there, runs scored to runs allowed. But the struggle there, once again, from the pitching staff a little bit, has led to the struggle. Carlos D. Rodriguez, though, man, oh man, this is the storyline guy. It was a crazy week for this guy. 4 games, he had a double, a triple. He had 10 singles, 650 on base percentage, 790 slugging, and a 1.440 OPS. So crazy week out of him there. He also, this was as of last week, Thursday there, but he had, in all of minor league baseball, he had the highest contact rate with 90%. 90% contact rate. This guy is tearing the cover off the ball down there, and he could be joining his other counterpart, Carlos F. Rodriguez. This is Carlos D. Rodriguez, the outfielder. He could be moving up there to the AAA level at some point. He's swinging it at .315 right now. He's got 29 hits, 13 RBIs there, 11 walks to 13 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases on the year so far. This guy is slugging it, and he is slugging it well. So potentially see him moving up at some point there. Mike Bovey. Mike Bovey, the man, the myth, the legend. This guy, I mean, he was kind of overshadowed when they got Brock Wilken. Mike Bovey was in that draft with him. He was kind of shadowed in the back there, but this guy rips it. Holy man. He was hitting 554 down there at high A. He moves up to the double A level now. He's hitting 328 in 61 at bats, 20 hits already here. He's got a bomb there. 3 triples, 5 doubles. He's got 14 strikeouts and 7 walks. This dude can swing it. This dude can swing it. I'm telling you, the Brewers have some very good third baseman on the rise right now. You got Brock Wilken. You have Mike Bovey. They have pieces. If these guys continue to produce as is, they will be forces to be reckoned with in the future. So just keep an eye on those guys because Mike Bovey is lighting it up down there. Noah Campbell, left fielder, 324 on the year, 12 hits, 37 at bats. He's been out for a little bit here, but slowly getting back into things. Brock Wilken, just talked about him there, coming back from the fracture in his face. I mean, he got hit by a line drive there, or a foul ball, I believe. Fractured a bone there in the face. He's on his way back right now, though. 4 hits and 21 at bats. So, slowly working his way back into things, but hopefully some good things moving forward there because this is a guy the Brewers would love to see get hot because, I mean, the potential they have for some very good infielders there in Bovey and Wilken coming up here soon would be fantastic. Looking over at the pitching staff, for the AA Biloxi Shuckers, Jacob Mizorowski, 2.70 ERA, 6 starts, 23 innings, 7 earned runs so far right now, but 36 strikeouts this dude is dealing. TJ Shook, 3.34 ERA, 6 starts, 29 innings. He's got 36 strikeouts also. And then, I mean, we talked about Tyler Wolsener there. He was dealing down there with that 2.66 ERA. That's why he got the bump up. Shane Smith, 3.86 ERA and 8 appearances out of the bullpen down there. Nothing else crazy to report down there at the AA system right now, pitching-wise. I mean, everybody else kind of sitting stagnant. Caleb Bowman, though, 0.75 ERA and 8 appearances down there. He's got 11 strikeouts. And Sam Carlson, 10 appearances. He's got 10 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 0 ERA right now. So some good stuff there in the bullpen down there for the Biloxi Shuckers. Good stuff all the way around right now. So with that, I want to get to the Timber Rattlers real quick here. Just looking at Timber Rattlers, see what's kind of going on down there in the high A system. They're sitting up on top of that little, the Midwest division down there. 18-10 right now, plus 32 run differential at the moment. This team is rolling as of late here, 6-4 in their last 10 games here. And looking at right away, I want to look at the hitters down there. Luke Adames, he's been struggling to start the year. It's a bat that I expected to do well. He's hitting 203 right now, but he's warming up. He's warming up nice and slow. Gregory Barrows, shortstop, though, 344. 1 home run, 32 hits in 93 at-bats. This guy has been hitting it well down there for him. And then Jose Acosta, 333 down there. He's got an average of 333 right now, hitting very good down there right now. Luis Lara, this is another prospect to keep your eye on. He is a center fielder, 274 average right now, 29 hits in 106 at-bats right now. So keep an eye on Luis Lara down there right now. And also, I just mentioned them there, Gregory Barrows. Both those guys are hot down there at the high A level. Maybe see some movement down there, getting them up to the AA level here pretty soon. Looking over on the pitching side, Craig Yoho, 0.69 ERA, 10 games pitched, 13 innings, 26 strikeouts. Solid for him out of the bullpen there. Not much to report on the starting pitching side. Brett Wicharowski, 4 starts, 2.45 ERA, 14 innings, and 21 strikeouts. Outside of that, pitching has kind of been at a premium down there at the high A level as of late here. Looking over at the Mudcats real quick here, just to look and see where everything is standing on that standpoint. Mudcats 19-7 overall right now in this young season. Looking at the lineup there, looking at some of the notables, Yashuar Garcia, left fielder, 23 hits and 69 at-bats, a 333 average there for him. Tayden Hall, first baseman, he's got 31 hits in 82 at-bats right now. He's batting 378 down there, so good stuff there out of the first baseman. Pitching-wise for him down there, Casey Hunt, He's got 7 appearances, 16 innings, a 0 ERA with 27 strikeouts. So good stuff there out of KC. And then looking at some of the other notables down there, Morris Austin, 1.46 ERA, 7 games pitched, 12 innings in total, and he's got 18 strikeouts. So good stuff there coming out of the minor league system for the Brewers. Hopefully we see some more exciting news coming out of there and maybe some prospects moving around down there and getting some guys up closer to the big league level there. So with that, I want to get into the Brewers now. I want to look at the Brewers last night's game there against the Kansas City Royals. Brewers snuck her out. Snuck her out there in the top of the ninth. Had the lead early. Back-to-back home runs there in that second inning. And then it was all the way until the 5th inning there. Bottom of the 5th, Kansas City goes for 4 runs there in the bottom of the 5th. Traded runs off in the 7th there. The Brewers got one. Kansas City got it right back. And then in the top of the ninth, when all hope was lost, Contreras with 2 strike singles, Sanchez walks, and then we got to see the man, the myth, the legend himself, Willie Adames, come up to the plate there with 2 outs and deliver a 3-run bomb that took the cake. That took it all, got the Brewers a win, and sent everyone in that stadium who was a Brewer fan home happy. That's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for, right? The few that make the trip, you want to send them home happy, and that's what you got in this one. 6-5 was the finish there. Brewers, 13 hits in that one compared to 12 for the Kansas City Royals. This was kind of a hit fest in this one there. Kansas City did have that one error in this game here. Looking at the Brewers hitting in this one, Sal Frelick 1 for 3 on the game. Monasterio, he had a big hit for the Brewers there. RBI single coming off the bench there. 1 for 2. Good for Monasterio. That's a dude. That's a dude that you just wish would just hit the crap out of the ball because he's such, you watch him out there and he's a fun guy to watch. And you just root for those kinds of guys, right? I can't root for Judge. I can't root for Rizzo. I mean, they might be exciting, but they're not, there's difference between exciting and fun. Like, Willie Adames is a fun guy to watch play the game of baseball. It's like, it's a fun atmosphere all the time. So, I mean, great for Monasterio. First hit of the season there. 1 for 2 on the game there with an RBI. Contreras 2 for 5 on this one. He got that average back up to 331. Tyler Black, he was 1 for 3. Sanchez came in there, drew that walk, a huge walk for the Brewers there. Willie Adames 1 for 4, but I mean, the 3 RBIs, the 3-run jack out to left center field there. More left. I thought he was kind of pissed off because after that first pitch was called, he was a little outside there, called a strike, and he seemed a little upset. I was like, yeah, he might hit one out now. Bam! I mean, that was no doubt. I mean, he had a little bit of doubt, but the way Willie was watching was like, I got faith in this one. This one's going to go. It was a shot. So, I mean, good stuff there all the way around from Adames. Turang, another good performance out of Turang here, something we've been waiting for to see there. 2 for 5 in this game here. He got that average back up to 301. Brewers want to find a leadoff guy. Look at Bryce Turang. Just put the guy there. You have the guy. Bryce Turang doesn't swing the ball. He's not going for bombs, right? He's not a bomb hitter. He is a contact first. I'm going to look to put the ball in play, and when I get out, I'm going to steal some bases for you. Put him ahead of Contreras in the lineup and let those two just run wild because, man, oh, man. I mean, can you imagine? Turang goes 2 for 5 in the game there, but he gets on ahead of Contreras, who is hitting the ball at a torrid pace right now, and Turang always seems to be a threat to steal second base. Put the guy in the leadoff spot. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just put Turang up there. I mean, it's, everybody would call you what do they call it? Armchair coach or something like that. Like, that's what they'd call me right now as an armchair coach. Shut up. I don't care. I'm watching the game. I'm like, this guy can hit. This is a contact hitter, and he's sitting down here in the 5-hole. We keep moving him around from 5 to 9. Like, what are you doing? He's one of the best hitters in this lineup right now. I mean, is he always? No. But is he one of the best hitters right now? Heck yeah, he is. Put him at the top of the order and see what happens. If he sucks, move him back down. I mean, you always got that option there. But I just really feel like he would excel in the leadoff spot there. And he takes a lot of pitches. He works counts. That's what he does. He works counts. He follows a lot of pitches off. I mean, the one at bat he had, I remember this from last night there. What was it, like a 9-pitch at bat that he had there? I mean, man, oh man, just Let the dude eat at the top of the order. Come on now. Rhys Hoskins, 1-for-5. He had a home run in this one. Joey Ortiz with a home run also, 1-for-3 there. And then we saw Jackson Churro, 1-for-3. We saw pinch hitter Dunn go 0-for-1. And then Blake Perkins, 1-for-4 on the game there. Brewers, 8 strikeouts in this one. Not bad. Not as bad as usual, right? We're talking about a team who had 13 and 10, and they were sitting around that mark. So 8, not so bad in this one here. But you look at the hits, 13 hits. I mean, I'll take 8 strikeouts if you give me 13 hits a night. I mean, that's good stuff there out of the Brewers lineup there. So good stuff all the way around from Milwaukee. Only 2 walks on this game, though. Sanchez and Adames both took a walk. Outside of that, no other walks in this game here. I mean, you look at team left on base in this game, 9 runners left on base in this one. The team was 2-for-7 with runners in scoring position. Not terrible, but you love to see that number just a little bit higher. 3-for-7, 4-for-7, 7-for-7 would be fantastic, but you can never get that, right? You got to hit a couple bombs here and there. But 2-for-7 is not a bad night at all. Colin Ray, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. You know, can you really? They count that Melendez run against them, but man, oh man, Sal, just catch the ball, right? Just catch the ball out there. I know it's hard. It is hard. Sometimes those line drives, they sail on you, right? It looks like it's going to drop. It hangs up there a little bit longer. Sal just misjudged it. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. But, it just sucks for Colin Ray because that should have been out. That would have been good, moving on for the Brewers there. So, I mean, you take your wins and your losses, right? You take your wins and your losses, and you move on there. Hobie Milner, inning and a third there, 1 hit, and 3 strikeouts, solid night out of Hobie Milner. Vieira, it seems like he's in 1 run per outing right now, and that's the dangerous part right now. You were in that 4-3 game, and you bring in Vieira, and it's like his last couple outings, 1 run. That's what he was giving up, 1 run, maybe a couple here and there, but it seemed like it was always a run. You couldn't get that, just stop of an inning there for Vieira. So, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 earned run. He had a strikeout in there. He got himself out of his trouble there, but I just want to see him have just a 1-2-3, punch him out inning, get the Brewers moving there. Jared Koenig, inning and a third, 2 hits. Nothing across the board for him. Good stuff there out of Koenig. And then Trevor McGill came into that closer's role, came in there in the 9th, and that dude was pumping. He was ready to go. He came in, and it seemed like he was like, yep, that's what I want to throw. Bam. That's what I want to throw. Bam. Like it was 0 time, just worked right through him. Solid night out of Trevor McGill there. So good stuff there all the way around from the Brewers in this one. He can't complain with a win. You can't complain with a win from the Milwaukee Brewers. They get us a win. They now set up the rubber match today here against the Kansas City Royals. That should be a good matchup there. A 1-10 start for that one. Joe Ross will be taking on Brad Singer there for the Kansas City Royals. Joe Ross coming in this one 1-3 with a 4.65 ERA, 27 strikeouts on the year. Brad Singer 2-1 with a 2.45 ERA there, 42 strikeouts on the season. You got Joe Ross coming to this one, and you look at his last outing there against the Yankees, and that was a struggle fest. 6 earned runs there over 5 innings of work there. Not a solid day at the ballpark for him. But you look before that. You look at the outing there against the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was at Pittsburgh. 1 earned run there. 2 runs in total in that game, though. 5 1/3 inning. Spotty, right? He's spotty. He's going to give you those spotty starts. You look at his his first outing of the year there, nothing across the board. His second outing against the Cincinnati Reds, he gave up 2 runs. And then 6 runs there against the San Diego Padres. Bounced back with a run against the Pirates there. And then 6 runs against the Yankees. So I guess it's just going to be what Joe Ross wants to show up to the ballpark there in this one. You're hoping for 5, maybe 6 innings of solid pitching. And you could get to the bullpen then. Bring in the big arms, not messing around arms, right? Bring in the big arms, Yoel Payamps and McGill again, most likely in that closer's role. Hobie Milner will be out there in that role there, Paguero. Get to those guys. Get to the horses back there in the bullpen and let them finish it off for you. But this should be a good series finale here for the Brewers taking on the Kansas City Royals. For the Brewers, nobody's really seen, or for first off, for the Kansas City Royals, not a lot of appearances there against Joe Ross. Frazier in 4 at-bats, he's batting nothing against Joe Ross there. And then Renfroe in 3 at-bats, he's hitting .667 there. So, I mean, not a lot of experience against him there. And then you look at the Brewers going up against Singer there. And, you know, the two guys coming over from the Yankees have the most experience against them, but 0 success. Sanchez, Bowers, both with 4 and 5 at-bats collectively, but nothing across the board for them there, hitting the baseball. So hopefully we change that in this game. We see the Brewers come out. Offense gets hot early, and they just keep rolling. Consistency is a big thing with the Brewers right now. They're struggling to piece, you know, early on this year, it was something about piecing together hits and scoring runs in that facet, the small ball game and pushing runs across. Now it's like the home run ball is turning into the biggest category, what we're trying to do. And I don't want to fall back to that crap show. We've been a part and watching teams who rely heavily on the home run ball. We need to go back to we're driving in runs and producing runs, you know, on the ground through, you know, gapping balls, whatever it is. We got to get back to that Brewer baseball because that's when the Brewers are at their best. That is when the Brewers are at their best, is plugging gaps, going the other way, moving runners around, stealing bases, whatever it is. That's what they got to be doing out there. So I didn't get into the Brewers team stats today. We're running long here right now. I'm going to wrap it up here for the day. We didn't get into the team stats. I'll get into the team stats there tomorrow on the show. I want to get into more of the Brewers, dissecting where they're at right now. We'll have another game to go off of, right? I mean, what if they hit 10 home runs tomorrow? I don't want to be off on the stats there, right? You know, and what if Joe Ross pitches a no-hitter? It drops my ERA. I can't, you know, I got to be spot on with the stats there. So we can't be messing around too much there with the team stats there. You know, I don't got a lot of time. I want to get in team stats there for a while, so I don't want to rush it or anything like that. I want to be able to dissect and kind of talk through where the Brewers are at and where they rank, you know, in the league and everything like that. So with that, that's about all I got for today. I mean, a lot of Brewer talk, a lot of minor league talk, a lot of talk about the Bucks today. So I mean, we jumped in it all. We you know, you got to jump into it all every once in a while. We're going to see what's going on tomorrow. I mean, there might be a lot going on. We haven't talked about the Packers in a while. Who knows? Maybe something will hop on the old timeline there with the Packers there. You never know. So with that, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. But until I talk to you guys again tomorrow, deuces.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river, I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river.